G'day viewers. Well, I thought, well, I've got a 600 watt load here. I thought, well, this thing is rated to 600 watts output. I handled it for a few seconds. Oh yeah, it did work. Now I just curved it on off, and it sped up and it got better. Now these UPSs, they won't do the same rating as this one, but these things turn off and got good protection. They shut off immediately. But that's not the case for this MGE one. This is supposed to be a pretty good brand. It's been a pretty good UPS so far. And we're doing some tests that some YouTubers do with the APC UPSs. Oh yeah, let's see what the capabilities of the UPS is. But this thing just beeps at you. That's the only protection it's got. It'll keep going. And yeah, it blew all the MOSFETs. And bang, bang, fire. Like, oh shit. They got P55NF06. I've ordered some new ones. Ordered 6 new ones, so they'll be here in a week or two. Now I'll do some tests, clean up that board, test other components, and they're the only things that would have blown. Based on the logic of when this one here blew up. Because yeah, remember when I fixed that one? The my repaired battery, so to speak, spurted acid out. When I tipped it upside down, it leaked on here, and it shorted out these MOSFETs and blew them up as well on that one here. I just replaced them, and that thing's working as good as new. I hope I can get as lucky with this one. It wasn't expensive anyway, so I've got nothing to lose. It didn't blow the fuses, because it just went open circuit on here, and that went open circuit there. But I'm going to test other components to be sure. This one doesn't use a 555 IC like the Socamec ones do. These use a 555 IC. They did the switching, the square wave. This one uses a this one here. It's got CPS 9502AB. It'd be some sort of UPS switching IC. Although it's an MGE brand, it's actually UPE Puppy 600 volt amp. UPE Puppy. It's not even made by MGE. There's still these screw holes here. I reckon I could just look for another board that's the same as that off eBay, worst comes to worst, and just chuck a new board on it. A bigger one, if it fits. Although it does have a bigger transformer than them ones, I thought, well, it can handle more power, yeah? It's got protection. No, this one don't have protection. I would have thought it'd be, this is actually quite a reputable brand according to Google. It's part of, I think it's part of Eaton MGE. But no, these aren't quite as good as I think. If it hasn't got protection, it blew up just like that. Normally I should shut off like them ones there. They shut off when I put a 600 watt load like that grinder on it. It doesn't even try. It just goes for a second or two and it beeps and shuts off. They protect very nicely. So Socamec, they're an Italian company, good brand. They've got all those features, but the MGE is obviously a cheaper budget of their line. I think Socamec all go to Eaton as well. Because when I googled the software to try and find software for these, and this one, both brands just took me straight to the Eaton website. We've got good quality online components in there, and we've got Jamicon J-Car capacitors. They aren't the worst capacitors, but they aren't the best capacitors either. They aren't too bad. So component wise, this is actually not a bad UPS. Hong Sheng shrink wrap. So I'm pretty confident if this replace those blown FETs, it'll work again. And I got this LM2171. I'll test that later and see if that's any good. And if it's not, well, I'll order that too. But that's just a regulator, LM2171. Voltage regulator. Because the switching's done on these. Of course, it overloaded. I could hear it bogging down. It went for a bit, beeped at me, and about 10-15 seconds later, bang! Yeah, the heat sink like that, it's not designed for, you know, because it says it's 600 volt amp. Don't run it on 600 volt amp. It's like a car motor. It'll do 6,000 RPM, but it will matter a time before it blows up. The same goes with the inverters and UPSs. Think of the same with the inverters. They go with a 200 watt or 400 watt load max you put on this. It's ever as much as you ever want to put on this thing. But I thought, well, I was curious to see how this thing reacted on a 600 watt max load. Well, they obviously shut off I thought, well, maybe that's standard with all UPSs, you know, but no, I've lesson learned. This UPS has no protection. Once it's fully loaded, it just beeps. You have to press the button quick or unplug the load quickly. It relies on you to do that. This one does not have overload protection on it. It just blows itself up. That's its overload protection. Anyway, I've as I said, I've ordered the new MOSFETs on there. They're fast switching 50 volt, 50 amps, 600 volt MOSFETs. Not the same as ones that are in there, different ones. So that's why I had to order new ones. P55 and F06. That one there looks okay visually, but it'll probably be damaged. More than likely damaged. That one there went bang, and a bit of it's there. This one here went flamed out and the fire came out there. So I've got to check those diodes there. Check diodes, and if they're okay, we're all good to go. So the single sided board, no surface mount stuff on here. The Socamec one had surface mount components on the other side. This one here doesn't appear to have, that I can see, unless I take that board out, which I probably should. Yeah, I'll take that board out and just show you, see what's on the other side. A bit of surface mount technology on this thing. Not much though, not as much as the Socamec ones. Little MOSFETs on there. VDT, I'll test these just to be sure, because they're on there as well. And I tested them, they were fine after I blew up the way this one blew up. Yeah, they don't look visually damaged, but I'm going to test them just to be sure. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4. That does a heavy current stuff, straight from the battery. So the battery goes in here after the transformer has been inverted. So the battery's output is converted to AC and switched out of here, supplying the output. Of course, they've said fuck this. Yeah, literally. So ST brand. Yeah, all ST brand components, and the new ones are the same. Little tiny traces didn't blow though. Those tiny traces didn't blow. So I've got a tiny little resistor there going to the. Those little tiny components going off the those LEDs. I'm going to test those little components in this area here, along here. Test those, and if they're okay, I'll be laughing. Be an easy repair. I'll most likely have those little resistors anyway. If any of those little tiny resistors are blown, I've got some other parts of bits off to get them off. It's these little SOC23s that are hard to get. A6 T something. WIP79, WIP79, WIP79. Jeez, hard to read. SOC23s is I think that's what they're officially called. But if they're okay, I'm confident they're going to be okay. Because that'll make it more economically repairable. As I said, it's less than $20 in replacement parts, so still worth fixing. Always hated to have a UPS. Yeah, well, teach you some the ins and outs of how things work too when you do things like this. Blow things up, fix it up, learning how things work. One thing I find annoying with this UPS, so there's no official software that supports this UPS anywhere on the internet. There is just nothing supports it. It's just a generic, basic UPS for any Windows system. It just uses a Windows, taskbar, the Windows power management. It just uses that to monitor this. WinPower doesn't work with this at all, but with those, it works brilliantly. I could do tests, monitor battery amp hours and everything. Handy software. But no, it doesn't want to communicate with the UPS at all. Will not connect to it. So, this thing needs its own, just uses Windows, it's all generic stuff. There's a the USB board, UPE Puppy COM for communications, UPE Puppy LED for the front panel. This is the Puppy UPS. In this case, the UPE Puppy 600 volt amp. UPE must be some UPE I've never heard of, so it must be something out of China. Just a bog standard generic inverter. You probably buy this board off Wish. I have seen them like that on Wish and been good. You just buy a board like that and you add your transformer and stuff to them. Some already have the little transformers mounted on them. Anyway, it'll repair. I'm pretty confident it'll repair good. That's not trash. Not just yet anyway. I'll have a good go at repairing it. So tests like this one. He did after I repaired this one. This thing's as good as gold. I'm pretty confident in my work. See, that blew up and spat on that resistor. That carbon all has to be taken off the board. So that'll all wash off. That's the least of my worries. It didn't burn the board majorly, so I'm pretty confident it'll repair. Anyway, thanks for watching.